Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Valentine's, February 14th. Eric Lofholm here. Thrilled to be with you here this morning on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We're going to get the show kicked off here in just a little bit. I'm thrilled that you have made the decision to join me today. The fact that you're listening to my voice right now, live, or listening to the recording, you are setting the intention that you are going to have a great day today, because inputs matter, inputs matter, inputs matter. The thoughts that you allow into your mind, what you watch, what you listen to, what you read, the social media scrolls that you do, all of those things influence how we think, and how we think influences the actions that we take on a daily basis. We're going to go ahead and kick off the show this morning. This is your host, Eric Lofholm. I'm thrilled that you've made the decision to join me this morning for my Monday through Friday 15-minute daily motivational call. If you're here live, type in the chat hashtag live. If you're watching the recording, type in hashtag replay, hashtag live for live, hashtag replay. If you're watching the replay, I have 3 ideas to share with you to help you have a great day today. And the first idea has to do with what really moves the needle in our lives. You know, we can be taking action. We can be on the clock when we're working. We can be spending time with the family. But what really moves the needle? And I'm interested in that. I'm interested in the things that make the difference, And there's a lot of things that move the needle, but I'll tell you one of them. One of the things that moves the needle is conversations, either in person, over the phone, or over Zoom. And nowadays we live in this virtual world. Right now, I'm communicating to you in a virtual world. Right? It's me here, but if you're watching the recording of this, it's not even me. It's the recorded version of me. And so much of our world is done around the smartphone. Okay? Nothing wrong with that, but it's something to be aware of, that to me, texting is a way to communicate, but it doesn't move the needle. Email is a way to communicate, but it doesn't move the needle. Direct message over social media, posting on social media. It is a way to communicate, but it doesn't move the needle. What moves the needle is when you get one-on-one with a human being. Whether this is setting up a joint venture, whether this is doing a sales call, whether you're interviewing somebody to come work for you, or you're interviewing to come join somebody's team, you're raising investment capital. So I had an email last night that I sent, and right now I'm playing the prospecting game in my business. And what that means is I have a certain number of reach outs that I'm committed to doing every day, Monday through Friday. And my game is 25. So last night, it was about 10 o'clock at night. I hadn't hit my 25 yet. So I'm still reaching out, still prospecting. I'm committed to hitting my number. So I sent this message to a really, really high level human being, that if this individual and I, we've done business in the past, and if we do some more business, that could move the needle. So I sent him an email, and then he said, tell me more. And we kind of went back and forth over email, and he's on the East Coast. It's 10 o'clock for me. It's 1 o'clock for him. And so anyway, he agreed to do a call with me next week. It's going to be a one-on-one phone call or a one-on-one Zoom. And that conversation has the possibility to move the needle. So strategically, how I think is, in my electronic communication, the whole goal of the electronic communication is to then get into a conversation over the phone, over Zoom, in person, over coffee. That's where the magic happens. I've got a speech that I'm giving here in Placer County where I live. And I saw a guy speak on Zoom, and he did a great job. And I'm like, I want to do business with that gentleman. So I prospected him. I sent him an email. By the way, I don't remember him giving out his email on the Zoom. So I decided I want to prospect him, and I went and found the information, because anybody you want to prospect, you can find their contact information if you're committed. So this is like, where are the leads? I need more leads. The leads are everywhere. The leads have never been more accessible than at any time in history, because everybody's on social media and the data is out there. So anyway, I'm like, I want to do business with that gentleman. I find his email, do a little bit of research, and off goes the email. And then we agree to a Zoom. It might have been a phone call. I don't remember which. And then out of that, because we're both local, he's like, hey, why don't we meet for coffee? Awesome. So we meet for coffee. So today, from that coffee meeting last year, I've got a speech locally that he referred me to. So what moves the needle are conversations. And we're in a world right now that's technology focused. So use the technology strategically to create more conversations. Okay, that's your first idea. Second idea, I want to tell you about a coaching call that I had recently with a client. I said, what's the challenge that you need my help on? And they said, time management. And I said, all right, what's going on? And they're backed up with projects right now. They got a lot of stuff going on. And so it's like not enough time in the day to get everything done. And so this person said, hey, Eric, I get to the end of the day and I'm really tired and I'm not able to get it all done. And I said, I get that. I get what you're saying. I said, here's what I want you to do though. I said, you know who David Goggins is? And the person said, yeah. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with David Goggins, go Google him. He's all over the internet. And he's a really unique human being. And I'm going to say unique for mental toughness. There may be other ways that people describe David Goggins, but the guy's one thing that's a fact, just the absolute, this guy's mentally tough. So I told my client, I said, look, I get it. You're at the end of the day, you're tired and you got the stuff you need to get done. So I said, you got to get your David Goggins on. And I said, I want you to access mental toughness. And I want you to get done what you need to get done. Because last night, 10 o'clock at night, I was tired. I didn't feel like prospecting. And I prospected this gentleman, that story I told you about, and we're going to have a meeting next week because I was prospecting last night. And that may be one of my most important meetings of the whole year. And if I was like, well, I'm too tired. Now, look, if you are so tired that you need to get to sleep, I get that. I'm not telling you to not get your rest. But here's how we are as human beings, okay? It's a little cold out. You get in your car. What do? You turn on the heater. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a little hot out. Just a little hot out. What do? We get in the car, turn on the air conditioner. Right? Because we're addicted to comfort. So it's like, I got to get myself comfortable. The whole goal here is to get myself comfortable. That shouldn't be the goal. Okay? There's nothing wrong with being comfortable. But you know what I want you to try? You get in your car, it's a little cold out. Don't turn the heater on. And just be with the cold. And you'll be fine. It's a little hot out. You get in your car. Don't turn on the air conditioning. Sweat a little bit. It's okay to sweat a little bit. There's times I'll do these streaks where I take cold showers every day. I'm not currently on one of those streaks, but there's times I do that. Why do I do it? Because it's uncomfortable. I'm just being uncomfortable. So last night, my brain's like, Eric, go to bed. You're tired. And I was tired, but I wasn't that tired that I couldn't do a little bit more prospecting. So just start noticing you get just a little bit hungry. And you're like, oh, I got to go eat something. No, you don't. You could go another 10 hours without eating a bite. You'd be fine. If, when you feel tired, you could go another 10 hours without sleeping. You'd be fine. I'm not telling you not to sleep. I'm telling you that there's gears inside of you of mental toughness that you can access. All right, that's the second idea. The third idea, before I get to that, I want to remind you or tell you for the first time, my mentor and I, Dr. Moyne, we just started a influence show, Sales, Persuasion, and Influence, every Monday at 4:00 Pacific, 7 Eastern. And it's on the same channels that all this is on right now that you're on with me right now. We're on LinkedIn. We're streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. And the sessions get recorded, not today, but in the very near future. The website is theinfluenceshow.com. Theinfluenceshow.com. Everything about the show will be there. Mark it on your calendar. This Monday, it's a holiday. We're still doing the show. So if you want to come hang out with us, yesterday we did a show on closing. It's awesome. We got great feedback. So if you want to check that out, you can go to my YouTube channel and look under click the button live. And you'll have all the recordings there, including yesterday's show I did with Dr. Moyne. Or on LinkedIn, go look at my activity on my personal LinkedIn or my personal Facebook, and you can find yesterday's show on closing. We got great feedback. All right, so my last idea I want to share with you guys, I'm going to tell you a story about a football game. Now, if you don't like football, it doesn't matter. Just hear the story and hear how this could help you today have a better day. So it's East Carolina against NC State. I think it's 1990 Peach Bowl. You guys could go look this up online. It might be 1991. I'm not sure. But anyway, back in the 90s, there was this football game between East Carolina and NC State. And in college football, you sit with your school. The alumni and the students, they all sit in the school section. So you got the East Carolina section and the NC State section. Then you got the neutral section. And they're in a stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. And there's like 60,000 people at the game. East Carolina is being dominated by NC State the whole game, and they're down 17 points with 7 minutes to go. So we just had the Super Bowl, okay? So if one of the teams is beating the other team by 17 points with 7 minutes to go, and the whole game, they've been dominating the game's over. Well, there was this one guy in the East Carolina section. There's 20,000 fans in that section of the stadium. And he starts chanting, "We believe, we believe, we believe." Next thing you know, a couple other people, maybe 10, they join the chant. "We believe, we believe, we believe." Well, next thing you know, all 20,000 fans in the East Carolina section. "We believe, we believe, we believe." Can you imagine that? Got stadium of 60,000 people, 20,000 of them all in unison. We believe. Everybody can hear it. Next thing you know, East Carolina scores 21 answered points and wins the game. Never underestimate the power of belief. You see, I think what happened in that moment is that the players on the field, they were thinking a certain thing before they heard that chant. You know, they were thinking, well, we've been dominating the whole game, 7 minutes ago, last game of the season. Let's just get this over with. Game's over. And something happened in their mind. But see, that's you, and that's me. See, I can go into a sales call, and I can be defeated before the sales call starts. I can go, they're probably not going to be interested. They're probably not going to want to buy. I could have that thought. I could have that thought before I start prospecting, and I could talk myself out of prospecting. I could have that thought before I go to the gym, and I could talk myself out of going to the gym. Or last night, it's 10 o'clock at night, and I haven't done my prospecting. And I tell myself, "Eric, you committed to this. Let's go." See, wherever your mind goes, that's where your action's going to go. And we all have the ability to, like, I can go here and not get the result I want, or I can go here and I can get the result I want. I can focus on what I don't want, or I can focus on what I do want. And that's the whole thing about creating. We get to create it however we want to create it. We become what we think about. You have greatness inside of you. You have a purpose in life. You have many purposes in life. I want you to know I believe in you. Have a great, successful day today. I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow. We have a special guest tomorrow. April Osteen will be on the show. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.